Well, we're here at Auburn with the man who's running the entire operation here, Coach Hugh. Coach, this is a palace. We walked in here. It's like a hotel. I mean, how much of a game changer is this for y'all to have this kind of facility here to show to recruits and to have you guys in?
Well, JD, thanks for being here, number one. And number two, we are very blessed to have great facilities. And but you asked a question, and my word for 2024 is truth. It's like just 100%, no half-truths, no embellishments, we are blessed beyond measure at Auburn to have the stuff we have. But when I'm talking to recruits like I was right before I come in here, the one thing, everybody's going to have some shiny things. Everybody's going to have a nutrition center around every corner and more food than you can eat in this big weight room. But the one thing that's different, that I want to be different and is different, and I'm not saying that we're better or worse, but everybody gets to decide, but the one thing that's different is the environment from place to place. And hopefully with the great facilities we have, we provide an environment that is attractive to some really good players that may be a little different than other places.
Well, Coach, let me ask you this. Year one, a lot of obviously new role for you, new quarterback post-spring and Payton Thorne. What would you say were the big takeaways from that first year here at Auburn?
We did not compete at a level that I expected consistently. All right, so I have to look at myself first for that. Look, we all know that there's things that can happen in programs that the head coach doesn't control and all of that, but we all also accept that that's the deal. When we sign up for this, you are in charge, and the buck stops with you. And I did not think that the standard that we set, and again, it's my fault, I have no one to blame, for how to prepare week in, week out, every day. I didn't think I got that message across very well. And so the first thing I did when I got back from the spring game was get the newly elected culture council, 12 guys from our team, all from different positions, different sides of the ball. And truthfully, JD, I said, maybe I'm too old school and I need to learn to listen more. And I want you guys to come up with the standard that you would expect our team to have for everything. And I gave them a list. And then I asked them, is there anything I'm forgetting? I'm talking about everything from what our locker looks like. What do y'all want? Maybe I'm too old school, and you shouldn't have to eat at training table 3 times a day, or even though we have, I don't know why you wouldn't. But and I said, I'm going to step back, and I want to let you do it, and you present it to me. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to agree with everything,
Sure,
but I want to hear it from your perspective, because I truly believe a player-led team are the best teams. And, and then now also, what happens if the standard's not met? What are we doing? Because I'm not okay with turning my head. I don't think that works out for you in life, me in life. I mean, the times that I've decided to go off on my own and just make decisions that weren't good, I didn't like the results. And I've never had a player that really long-term liked them either. They may think they do while they want their individualism, and I want to do what I want to do, but you're not going to win long-term as an individual, and you're certainly not going to win as a team. And so I have been absolutely thrilled from the moment they presented it to me. We made a few tweaks, and we talked through a few things, and then we presented it to the whole team and said, hey, this is a democracy right now. You got a problem with one of these, you need to say so now.
Yeah.
Because we're all going to say we're going to be accountable to it. And I've been really pleased with how that's gone with the player leadership, and I think it's carried over into, we're still a ways away. I mean, we had a great 24 class, and we've got to add to that, but it's exciting to see growth, and I didn't think I see that.
Coach, you talked about like the players kind of setting that standard. When they presented that to you, was there a theme across the board that kind of could be an umbrella term for what that standard is internally now at Auburn?
No, they really didn't. Now, so I teach a class to our team, fall and spring, but the class I'm teaching this spring is called Words from a Father. It's words that I hope my children have learned, and that and my wife probably heard more than me, did a better job of teaching them what these words mean. So words like decision, what does that mean? Vision, failure. So failure was this week. So we've had a good discussion on, I really believe there's a struggle with the younger generation and any generation, but getting their identity through what they do. And that's really not who they are. But if that is how you get your identity, then failure is very, very hard. And really, you and I both know failure is just a myth. But Michael Jordan failed 9 of his 16 seasons, I guess. If we're going to say there's got to be, if failure is really, I just think, I love Thomas Edison says, I've never failed. I just had 10,000 ways that didn't work before I got to the right one. But what I see is, saw it Tuesday in practice. So we had some live periods, and one side pretty much dominated most of that day. And afterwards, they wouldn't recognize it as reacting to failure, but immediately I see the voices in the head. So what voices do you listen to when you don't get it right, when you do struggle, when you do fail at something or not succeed at something? And so I'm working hard on, can we please listen to the right voices? And that's how you get through the struggles of life.
Yeah.
And you listen to the wrong voices, you can spiral pretty quick.
There's a new voice on the field for y'all on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah. Coach Durkin, I mean, what does he bring to the table, and what do you expect from that defense?
I'm just been crazy pleased with the energy, structure, and thoroughness that he's brought to that side, and chemistry. And look, this is, man, I've coached with some great coaches, and we had great coaches here last year, but sometimes the chemistry is just off. And I'm big on that, and I think he's really brought a great chemistry to that side of the ball, and love his energy. That helps me. I'm getting older, and man, I can't be the energy driver every single day for both sides of the ball and special teams. And so I don't have to worry about it over there right now. And he and Charles Kelly, that combination, I think, is really, and they just have welcomed the others that were here. And really pleased.
They bring the juice, it sounds like. Those guys, the Energizer bunnies on the field, sound like
they demand it.
Phenomenal. Well, with Payton Thorne, a lot of people forget, he didn't get spring practice last year. He came in after the fact. Showed how massive is that he has spring practice now, and kind of your expectations for him?
Well, it was massive because we've gone back to what I'm comfortable with offensively, and for him to be able to get the spring of us doing that in its totality with the verbiage and kind of how I see offensive football, I think it was vital that he get it this spring for sure, and I think it's going to pay dividends for him. Now, you know, I mean, quarterbacks take a lot of blame just like coaches do, and was he perfect? No, nor was I, nor was our coaches, but also, you know, good pieces around him usually make you better.
Sure.
I mean, the guy did throw for like 6,000 yards at his former school. Yeah, he had 2 NFL receivers there, and we just got to get, you know, we've got to elevate some of that around him. I think we have some. They're young, but hopefully that pays dividends also.
I mean, that segues perfectly, Coach, into my next question. Like Cam Coleman, our team at On3 does a phenomenal job evaluating and ranking these guys, and Cam Coleman it seems like as good as there's been in recent history. How good can he be in your mind?
Yeah, I've had some good ones. I was Dante Moncrief to Mike Wallace, then to Laquan Treadwell, and then Quincy Attaboy, Joe Evan, DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown, Van Jefferson, and I'm every bit as excited about him as I was those.
Wow. I mean, he just this early on, too, even a few practices in, you're like, hey, he's got
he's something to him, and, Lord willing, he stays healthy and everything, but he's playing next year,
Is that physical, or is that like the way he's acclimated to the college game, or what about?
Well, he is the most humble, coachable kid, and that's rare in today's time to be that. He's just humble, so you got to give credit to his mom and dad and his family. But he's very coachable. Obviously, there's a lot of things he doesn't know, and you see it on film. I could see it out there before the ball snapped. Oh, he's not unsure, but that's to be expected. But when he's sure, he is really, really, really good.
He is cooking. He's cooking. Well, we're excited to watch him in the fall. Coach, y'all just landed a top 10 class in 2024. Obviously, I'm sure, like we talked about, this building probably helps things. What are those conversations like when you talk to those high-profile guys to get them to commit and ultimately sign with Auburn?
Well, again, I really think it comes down to picking the environment that is right for you, and I don't get to decide that, nor does another coach. We shouldn't. And there's a lot of things that go into it today, as you know, through these collective deals. And, I'm for our kids being blessed by that. I think it's the worst reason to choose a place, because I think that can go up, down, or sideways. And I just think picking the right environment for you is going to be best for you to be developed to your capacity as a man, student, and player, more so than being in the wrong environment because, well, they gave me this or they did that. And I'm very transparent. I'll probably lose some because of it, but I think we're off to a great start in 25. I don't know what the rankings say and all of that, but I feel pretty good about where we are, and I think we're going to land another great class. And I don't know if this is right. I'm trying to be committed as much as you can be to the high school recruiting. I'm old school, and I may have to, not that we hadn't gone portal, and we certainly will, because I can't control who leaves here, and you don't have another way. But, man, it just used to be you really developed these genuine relationships with these families, and you went through the development process with them, and that's what you really enjoyed about seeing them grow. Heck, I got 7 guys in this building that played for me, I think, and now they have families, and I'm afraid we're losing some.
Hey, Coach, last question for you, kind of riffing on that. The transfer portal, obviously, like you said, got a lot of guys this previous cycle. When it comes to kind of that next evolution for you in year 2 at Auburn, is it portal heavy? Is it culture heavy? Like, what does a year 2 evolution look like for you in this last season here?
No, I mean, we're going to have to go to the portal, I'm sure, after spring practice. I would assume we would lose some, and we still have a few spots to fill. But I would always, when we start talking about the 25 class, I'd love to be high school heavy again. People may not want to hear that, and I mean, you certainly got to go for a few needs and replacements, but I don't know. I just think for the standard and culture to win long term, I think it's better if you do it that way for the majority. Sure. Again, it's never going to be that way totally for anybody anymore, but I would like for it to be that way, because I really still think there should be some substance to that relationship that you have with a kid through the course of the ups and downs and the hard and doing the hard and going through the hard and becoming better, because 10 years from now, that's going to make them better. And I don't want to lose that hope that I have in that still being a good model.
Without question. Well, Coach, you got a million things going. You got media car wash, you got practice. We thank you so much for, inviting us, then to allow us to sit down and talk to you for a little bit.
Yeah, we appreciate all you guys do for our sport.
Not a question. Coach Hugh Freeze. Coach, thanks so much.
Thank y'all.
Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.